Okay, so this was Jack Cloudie.
Yes. So I'll just recap. There's two POVs. Were you just like making faces or something?
No.
There was just two main POVs, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't anyone
Two.
else?
I don't know if they were POVs, but they were just like
It's like
two
third
main
person.
characters,
Yeah.
but they're separated by two different continents.
Yes. So there was Jack. Starts off, he fails in a bank heist, gets betrayed, and then is put on like death row or to be hanged.
And then gets saved and becomes
And put in the navy.
Yeah, the navy. Yeah.
Weird thing, there was no like regular navy. I noticed.
Yeah. The steampunk world, so
yeah.
lots of
We
steam.
don't need boats anymore.
No, we don't need boats. We fish in the desert.
Does well with like the tech, like the stamp cards. Was
Yeah.
that the thing? That's like his forte.
Yeah.
He's like
It's
a
like a
steampunk hacker.
Yeah.
There's like some battles in there's like a mutiny, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like the captain has depression. He's like his dark days.
Yeah.
Then they leave the ship and then like go undercover to the
Other
leased
nation.
land.
They're in a war, so they go to the other
Yeah.
nation to go undercover and try and figure out where the gas is coming from.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a secret mission thing.
And that guy John Oldcastle, who was pretty cool. I like that character.
Yeah.
And that other lady who was like super unlikable.
Yeah.
There was like they were part of that conspiracy or whatever.
Yeah, they were.
And then we have Omar.
Who's a slave? He's the other main character. He's a slave in the middle of the desert.
Yes, and he is like he's like best friends with like this girl who's like the daughter of a lord or whatever.
Yeah.
She's pretty dumb. He's pretty. I'm getting into my opinions. The area gets like overtaken. She's like, does he think she's dead or does he think she's enslaved? I can't remember.
He thinks that she's been taken as a slave.
Yeah.
And he is going to be taken as a slave, but he ends up.
Well, he was like released as a slave, and it's like, oh, my master's my father. And,
yeah, there's a whole drama thing.
Where was I? And then he's like that.
He becomes a
dude.
guardsman.
Yeah, he's like getting trained to be a royal guardsman. And then he finds out that I can't remember her name, but his girlfriend's there, but working for like this bad dude.
Yeah.
And he like wants to rescue her. And then there was that.
And he's on the complete other side of the coin. So Jack's on one nation,
yes,
going to war, and on the other nation that's going to war against Jack's nation,
yes,
is this guy Omar.
Yes. And there's that thing about the emperor.
Oh yeah, the emperor can never die.
Stuff.
Yeah, he can never die.
And then it's like I can't remember the exact details, but he knows that she's gonna be killed or something. Right? Gonna be sacrificed.
Yeah, he finds out that the girl that he's trying to save is working for a guy who kills slaves.
Yeah.
So he tries to save her and he fails.
Yeah, and she dies, and like he has his rival, the guy he really hates, because he's like, oh, you killed her and stuff.
Yeah.
And then isn't like that guy the girl, but sex change
girl. Yeah. And it happens not very long after either. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, that's basically the story. You got two warring nations, steampunk world. One guy's a slave, one guy's a thief. They both end up going on different sides of the navy and the army. He's in the army, a royal guardsman. Well, I guess he's like a flying dude.
It's probably like neither. He's just like the emperor's protector.
Yeah, emperor's protector. Anyway, they have a war, and there's like a conspiracy on the Caliph. The Game of Thronesy type world, and then they go into battle, join forces, and then hunky dory in the end. I can't really remember what happens. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the basic story. There's a war and stuff happens to two characters.
It's
You
go.
I'll jump into it. I'm gonna give it a decent 6.5.
Wow.
That's high. But I'm not giving it. It's a very high. It's
No, go. I'll shut up.
So 6.5 out of 10. I'm going to give it that because there's loads and loads of creative shit about Jack Cloudie. Absolutely loads of cool shit in it.
Mm.
The story falls flat every single time. Unfortunately, like you have the slave character. I thought his life as a slave was quite interesting, but every time we wanted to learn a little bit about it, it was dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
We didn't understand. He worked on a saltfish farm. The saltfish was some kind of magic thing.
Yeah.
And
desalination.
The whole magic thing was weird.
To get water, fresh water?
To get fresh water, yeah. The fish ate the salt water.
Yeah,
and pooed the salt out.
Yeah.
And then they cleaned the water, basically. Very cool concept. All the magic in this thing, very cool. That you had to take a weird potion to change a woman's sexual organs to give birth.
To the ship.
To stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had they morphed into.
Yeah, they morphed into things, and
just a big pussy to give birth to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the magic in it was completely it was cool. Like
it was like almost science.
Yeah, it was almost science. Like, and that's what I thought was really interesting about it, is that the magic in it was almost science. It was like some kind of weird mutation thing, like you'd see in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they'd take a potion and then they'd turn into a big giant thing. You know, and I thought that was creative. I thought that was really creative. I enjoyed that, but. Every time we learn about like the story elements, things will drop like a sack of potatoes. Like, and I know that we're jumping in midway into a series of books because
I think they're all standalone though.
We just got this book because it was 90 cents. 97 cents. We got Jack Cloudie because it was 97 cents. We thought we'd have a good go at it, and there was lots of creative stuff in it. I liked it. So yeah, there was. The magic stuff was cool. The steam men, I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. It's like a whole new race of people. You know how you have like orcs and elves and everything else? You've got a sentient machine life that I thought was quite interesting. And I thought that their whole concept of gods, machines having gods, I thought that was... The science stuff in it was almost magic, and the magic stuff was almost science. I thought that was kind of cool. I quite liked that there was a steampunk world where they had like blunderbusses that they'd fill with like glass bulbs that shot out acid and stuff like that. Like I thought those were quite cool elements. I liked that Jack Cloud was a thief that got thrown into the military, and like I liked his like sort of story arc was kind of cool, but it all fell to the wayside a bit. And like his brothers in the poorhouse fell by the wayside. Everything fell by the wayside. Like every time you had a story element, it fell by the wayside. Even the love element in it, like the slave who has a relationship with the girl. There's absolutely no reason to care about that love story or the slave. He's the main character in the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of cool stuff in it. So that's my little mini review.
Okay.
You jump in there, give it a review, and then we'll pick it to pieces.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like this. I gave it a 2 out of 10.
I was seeing the 2.
So, like, one of those points is because it is a book.
Yeah.
And the other point is for the very few things that it does okay. Okay,
so if you're saying because it is a book, like you gave it a 2.
Yeah.
Are you saying if this was some kind of other media, you might have enjoyed it more?
No.
If there's more of a visual element of this.
No, it's more just because it exists.
So it exists, you're giving it a 4.
Because I can't give it 0. Like, there's no 0. It has to be at least 1 point, right?
No, you can give it a 0 if you want. But
well, I guess, like, if I gave it 1 out of 10...
What would a 0 be for you? The Hello Kitty book as a novel?
No,
let's face it, there's no story in that.
Well, in my opinion, 1 is the minimum.
Okay.
So I guess that might be a 0.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go.
So I gave it a 2 out of 10. I'll go through the things I did like, or the things that weren't bad. When there was a bit of backstory with Omar and that girl.
Shadisa.
Yeah, that's her name. When they were hiding in the well.
Yep.
And that other lady was like running away from
the slave.
She like cheated on her husband or something.
Yep. The other slave thing.
And how they sort of used that to describe the magic system or science, and she was like turned into a fucking cactus.
She was turned into a living tree, yeah.
And people like cut like fruit out of her or whatever.
Yeah.
That was really good actually. Like, it was like, holy shit.
Fantastic, yeah. I think there's a like reference to it later, like all the people who do treason to the king.
Yeah, that's right.
They have he has a garden of
you
like
kind of see their faces.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did enjoy the magic system, at least the concept. Jumping to a side character on Jack's side of things, Pasco. Do you remember who that is?
Yeah, I do. Pasco.
He was like the
mutiny leader guy.
Oh, yeah, he was. I think he was involved in that, but he was the guy who whipped Jack, and he was kind of his mini rival on the ship. Like, he didn't like him.
Yep.
There was a bit of backstory to him where I think it's near the end. It's explained, and I'm pretty sure it's the captain telling Jack about it. Is where on like a previous ship, there was like a fire in the boiler room or whatever.
Oh yeah, and everyone died
seal,
apart from Pasco. Yeah.
And I think he had to like seal his mates in there to save the ship or something.
Yeah.
So that kind of like changes the viewpoint of him after seeing him as like kind of a mini antagonist.
Yeah.
Up until that point, it's like, oh, he's actually like quite loyal, follows orders, apart from the mutiny.
And that's
thing.
apart from the mutiny.
Yeah. What else? I mean, I like the steam end thing as well. Yeah, the stuff I didn't like.
Yeah, tell me.
Omar is just so boring and unlikable. He isn't smart. He isn't evil. He isn't good. He's, I guess, selfish
and slightly cowardly
and whiny, and just like, and his internal dialogue was so bad. And when he's thinking about what's the girl's name again?
Shadisa.
He's like, why doesn't she love me? Like, she should be grateful. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. It was awful.
You know what?
So every time I got to like his point of view, I was like, this is so bad. What were you gonna say?
We should have gotten a big dick gun, boy.
Jack was like pretty good. Like, in terms of his story arc and character, he's somewhat likable and all that. Didn't mind that. Quite critical of the writing as well. Like, there was
like run-on sentences that were like explaining shit for ages, and then you don't care.
I guess. I mean, there were two things that are like really good examples of really bad writing. I'm really sorry, Stephen Hunt, but not good. Page 10.
Page 10?
Yeah, page 10, line 3 to 5. Oh, yeah. So, he too might be wearing a perpetual frown of worry across his face all the time. It's like a double up, like perpetual means all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's not egregious, but it was like, that's not great. The one that really stuck out.
He was a worrier who tried not to worry about worrying.
Yeah. The Grand Vizier angrily sent a goblet spinning across the secret gardens at the heart of his pavilions. Angrily? It's so... Like, he threw the goblet and it crashed into shit, and then he said something, like, that displays anger, not just saying he's angry and he threw the thing. It was...
I don't know, I mean...
It was not good.
Oh, that's good. There's good stuff in it as well.
I mean, concepts are pretty cool.
That's right. I really enjoyed the creative concepts.
Yeah.
There's a time jumps in there that like don't get explained. That was one thing I found quite frustrating. Hey, Omar is taken to the Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next time you fucking read apart from him, because it just jumps straight to Jack, he's somehow a sword master.
Yeah.
And it's like, when did any of that shit happen?
Convenient expert.
Yeah, pretty much. And he doesn't use any of it, does he? He kills like one guy in the whole thing. From what I remember.
Yeah.
I did like the twist that there was that the girl he was trying to rescue the whole time was his villain. It was like rival. I did like that. And I did like that concept, because these are all concept based things that are really well done.
That. Like I didn't see that coming.
Like the concept things are really, really awesome. Like the reason why these bad guys were being bad and trying to undercut the king and basically take the throne was because women were being treated really poorly in this world, so much so that they had to have sex changes to gain any kind of power.
Yeah, Shadisa's mentor, who was also sex changed or whatever, like ages beforehand. From reading reviews of this from people who have read all the other books, they're like, all the other books are so much better.
Yeah, that's what I saw too on Goodreads, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I was reading the first book and I loved it, and then I got to Jack Cloudie and it went down. But I mean, we don't know. We jumped in on this one. We're reviewing this one, so
I'm actually really glad I did read it though.
Yeah, so same here,
because I feel it helps with my own writing, because I could identify what I didn't like and why, and where I thought it was lacking. So I don't regret reading it. I do regret writing up this review on Goodreads though, because it took quite a bit of time, and I was like, I shouldn't have bothered. Anyway.
Oh well, reviews out there now. Yeah, there was a lot of cool descriptive stuff that really made it feel visual to me. Okay. Like the sand elephants, or sand whales is what they were at the start, where he'd been knocked unconscious and he'd woke up and the guardsman was taking him to the capital, Omar this is. And they're in these sand whales where the whales like dive into the sand and move up and down and stuff like that. I thought that was quite... it was descriptive enough for me to imagine that, and I thought that was good. Yeah. They also had like weird praying mantis like creatures that carried the big glass orbs of water. I thought those were cool. The sand people in the desert.
Would they have like sacks of water on their back or whatever?
Yeah, sacks of water and everything else. Totally not used very much. Yeah. I think that this would have done really, really well if there was more visual stuff in it. If this was like a comic book or something, I think it would have been a lot better. Not that I'm saying that it's horrible. I'm just saying there's a lot of visual things in there that are like would be quite cool. Like I imagine like, oh whoa, this is a completely different world. Like the machine, the dream with the machine god.
Yeah.
Explaining how the ship that they're on, the fully automated ship, is actually a machine ship. Yeah. Like how interesting is that? That was quite cool. But it'll just that like brilliant concepts thrown into a dull story, you know? And when Jack and Omar meet, you almost think, oh, wow, 2 main characters in a book. Like, this is like Batman and Superman teaming up for the first time. Yeah. You didn't even get that feeling. You were just like, there's 2 people, and I don't care about either of them now.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nonchalantly, hey.
I just read the blurb on the back, and it was like, not accurate. Like, I know they're not supposed to reveal much of the plot, but it's like talking about they're gonna fight. Like, it's almost hinting at that they know about each other and they're enemies, but like they don't know each other.
No, they don't know each other. That is interesting, because like it had almost a feeling of that they were gonna fight the entire book, right? Like,
yeah, because
like you have Omar. Yeah, joining the guards, and then you have Jack joining the Marines.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, well, they're going to war together. They're going to war against each other. They're going to fight each other.
Yeah.
And instead, it's like, oh, hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Like, they don't... It's like, they don't give a shit.
No, they don't care. No. No. Well, they're just another person in a world full of people. I guess that was genuine for that. Whatever that was. I thought that the depressed captain was cool.
Yeah.
I felt like that reminded me of other books like Arisen, like the cracked out captain who.
Yeah, he takes a blow to the head and
Yeah, I thought that was quite cool, but I thought it was weird that they needed a boy to. They needed Jack to talk to the captain and arouse the captain to out of his sleep. That seemed almost like hinting at like that guy was maybe like a pedophile or something.
I think that was because is it strictly just from Omar and Jack's point of view?
It's not even from their point of view. It's from an omniscient point of view. But
it follows them though.
It follows them, yeah.
Yeah. Not like third person.
Yeah, third point.
I think that was just because they wanted to show that, and so like Jack had to be there. I guess.
Yeah, I got it. It just felt like a bit weird. It felt like if you're a captain of a navy ship, why the fuck are you going to care about the new guy who's on there? And like, oh, I'm going to come in and save him from 200 lashes because I really care about this new guy I've never met before.
Yeah.
No, he met him in the poorhouse jail or something for like 2 minutes or something, eh?
It was a mental asylum or something. Or drunk something. Because, I can't remember.
I don't know. Maybe a bit more. I don't know. It took me ages to read the book too. I'm not going to lie. It took me ages.
I can't remember how long it took me. Like 2 weeks or something.
Like, most of lockdown took me to read it. And then, like, I brought it up here and I was like, oh, finish this. And then it fucking took me even longer. I read like other books in the time.
Yeah.
I've read whole comics and whole graphic novels. I think I read a whole book as well. It was good though. I didn't mind it. What next?
I think it kind of covers my thoughts on it. I didn't like it. I probably won't read anything from him ever again.
You gonna get rid of it? 97 cents down the drain.
Yeah, I might sell it and trade me for $1. I don't know.
Holy crap! Up paying, man. You're like just trying to flog that off and you're trying to take some money out of some poor bugger. You know what you should do?
What?
Turn it into something else. You should cut a hole in it and then put it on the bookshelf, and then the book's got money in it or something. I don't know.
Well, up until now, it's been a bookend. So
a bookend.
Yeah. For what is it? Even Winter's book on the end. Because I don't want it to fall over, so I put this.
I don't know. I mean, good on you, Stephen Hunt, for writing a book. That finishing a book is
actually
completely amazing. Like,
I mean,
and the concepts in it were good.
He's achieved a goal. I've seen like 6 or 7 books in the series. He's done a goal of mine 7 times over.
I'd love to be able to write a book like that.
Yeah.
I
I just didn't like it.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't hit home. Yeah,
there's potential.
Yep, there is. Definitely is.
I know. I almost do actually want to read like the first one to see if it's any better, but it's like there's so many other things.
I feel like it. Not going to.
Yeah.
Just not.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Oh.
But we did that one. Okay.
That it for this?
That's it for this one, I think.